Hi there, and welcome back to the Danielle Smith series, where it's time to return to the world of our favorite young, adventurous female protagonist. This is the 17th episode, and we have a very different kind of story for you tonight. It is called Danielle Smith in the Land of Opposites. It was 3 days before Danielle's 9th birthday, and she was very excited about it. She was also very keen on opposites and how strange some of them could be. She took this idea to her parents John and Linda, and they were intrigued by her interest in the concept. John asked her what got her so interested in this concept, and she explained it to them as best she could. Linda thought about it for a few moments before something clicked into her mind. "Linda, I think we might be able to help you, darling." Danielle looked up at her. "Danielle, really?" "Linda, yes, darling." John smiled at her. "John, I have a machine in the laboratory that gives a traveler the chance to visit alternate universes from our own. You want to see a world in which things are opposite to how they are here?" he told her. They took her down to the laboratory where they unveiled the AUDM, or the Alternate Universe Displacement Machine. Danielle was amazed as John helped her to climb aboard the machine and get situated on a round platform on the machine. He then made sure she was secure before setting the controls to the Land of Opposites and pulled a lever to activate the machine. Within seconds, Danielle dematerialized from the laboratory. Seconds later, she materialized in a city street with a weird silence. Wondering what was going on, she approached a newspaper stand and looked at the date. "Danielle, 19th of April, 2004, she questioned, as she had to cuddle herself because of how cold it was and it was snowing. "Danielle, is it still winter here or something?" she asked herself. That's when she noticed more opposites as a parent praising a child for their naughty behavior before moving on to the next shop. A young boy in winter weather gear came rushing past her instead of asking her to move, but she stopped him to ask what was going on. The two stared at each other. She was confused, but the boy looked as though this happened all the time. "Daniel Smith." He said he was Daniel Smith and that he was rushing to the home because it was midwinter and he was freezing before rushing off without slipping once. This told her she was in the Land of Opposites, and she carried on with her journey. As she left the shop, she watched as a boy around her age walked out into oncoming traffic and got hit by a car. Moments later, he got up and crossed to the other side, unscathed. She approached the curb and stopped, looked both ways, and when she was sure it was safe, she walked out and crossed safely to the other side. This got her a crowd of onlookers staring at her as if she'd jaywalked. A concerned driver stopped to make sure she was all right, apologizing profusely for nearly driving past her. The crowd dispersed when the police arrived to see what was going on. Danielle stood there wondering what was going to happen to her as the police noticed her and asked her what was going on. She told them she was visiting from a world where things were the opposite of how they were here, and walking out into oncoming traffic constituted jaywalking, and she used the green cross code from her world. The police looked at her for a while before handcuffing her and taking her away. She was being arrested for crossing the road safely. At the police station, she was booked and locked in a jail cell, learning she'd broken the law by doing so. That's when she dematerialized from the jail cell and materialized on the platform of the AUDM, relieved to be back home in her own world. John and Linda helped her down from the machine and asked her how her adventure went, aside from being arrested for crossing the road safely as a jaywalker in that world. She told them it was weird but cool,